Yes, it is. Well, I mean, we can decide, if you're not declaring yourself present, then we don't have a quorum, so. All right, good evening. Welcome to the November 14th, 2017 Commission on Disabilities meeting. Let's rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, before we start the meeting, do we need another chair up here?
Yeah, I just wanted to, if we could please stand for a moment of silence. The City of Revere has lost a very dear member of the Commission on Disabilities, along with he wore many hats in the city, going way back as being a Board of Health member years ago, Harvey Cohen. So at this time, I'd just like to have a moment of silence for him. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you get the chair. I'll call the roll. So, Michelle DeBellis.
Present.
Brian Arciero.
Present.
Ralph DeChico.
Present.
David Hussey.
Present.
And Enza Goodwin is not here. And Harvey is no longer with us. So we have 4 present. We do have a quorum. So Ralph, if you want to get us started with the first item.
Sure. Just the first thing, I just want to also extend well wishes to Chair Member Paul Mazzoni. I had spoken to him yesterday. He is recuperating nicely from his surgery, and extend our well wishes to him for a speedy recovery. I told him, don't even try coming again tonight. He said he hopes that he will be here next month, and he's doing well. So we wish him well. The first item on the agenda was the just about we're asked to be on the Metro Boston Homeland Security Region, the MBHSR Evacuation Working Group. I was asked to be on this commission on behalf of the Commission on Disabilities, along with Chief Guido from the Revere Police Department and Captain Tedesco from the Revere Fire Department. This group guides the development of the Phase 2 of the MBHSR evacuation project. There's two components to this project. One is the GIS data updates, which is the original routes from Phase 1. Have been changed in some cases, and corresponding clearance times need to be updated with the new GIS data. The second part of it is the evacuation planning. Planning will be conducted via a vendor obtained through the RFP process. The RFP will include 2 parts: 9 jurisdictional critical transportation needs, which is the CTN transportation plans, and 1 RFP template. I won't get to all the specifics that's on the agenda here. It's more or less for the commission members. But basically, we were supposed to have a meeting that I stayed on here, which was supposed to be Tuesday, October 3rd. And I was hoping to be able to have some more information, but unfortunately, due to the severe weather that occurred in the surrounding areas the day before, that meeting was canceled. So we were waiting to see if there was going to be rescheduled. So at this present time, it hasn't been rescheduled, and what they did entail is they sent out an email to the corresponding parties that were going to be involved in the meeting to overlook the paperwork on it, and Chief Tedesco is going through it, and he's going to give them a response on it. If there's any questions or comments on that.
So do we have, in our evacuation plan right now, is there any consideration to this yet, or is this an entirely new endeavor?
There is an evacuation plan that's been on file. What they want to do is they want to update it. So there is an evacuation plan. It is 70 some odd pages right now. So right now they just want to update it with the information. One of the aspects why they had asked they reached out to me from being on the Commission on Disabilities, so they want to know any of the updated data of the disabled community that we have, the residents and whatnot, and we do have that data because we did pull that before. So we do have that when it comes to that point.
Great. Thank you. Any other questions, comments on that? Great.
The second thing on the agenda is an update for the city events for November, and I'm going to turn that over to Michelle to read that for us.
Thank you. Special Olympics entered its 6-week dual program for the young athletes in soccer program. Each week, about 15 athletes practiced new athletic skills with the assistance of our amazing volunteers. On Saturday, November 4th, athletes and volunteers enjoyed a luncheon sponsored by Mayor Arrigo. Our Drop and Stay Monday Night Play Group held its annual Halloween party on October 23rd. 30 children and their family members were present and enjoyed face painting, dancing, pizza, and of course, trick-or-treating. Thank you to the many volunteers and all of the wonderful donations that we received. We continue to host our weekly play group at the Rec Center on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Our next CPAC meeting will be held on Wednesday, November 15th at 6 p.m. at the Revere League for Special Needs, 200 Winthrop Ave. The agenda will be open for all parents to come and talk about things that are going on within the school. Thank you.
Great. And so just a question, I'm not sure if you would know, and I know that there's going to be a conversation with the mayor in the coming weeks with Enza and Jen about the Special Olympics moving forward, but I assume that with how well things have gone, that the plan is to continue offering programming and do another session?
The plan is that we want to continue and try to move forward with a spring program, and it was such a good turnout to soccer that we hope to continue to extend it so that the age levels are higher than what we've had with just the young athletes. It was a really great turnout.
Great. Yeah, and that was one of the great things about adding the soccer program this fall is that it did, what did it go up to age 13, 15?
15.
And one of the, I remind people of this all the time, but the beautiful thing about this and the reason why it's been able to be so successful is, not, obviously the DPW and Recreation did an amazing job to prepare the facility and make it ready to go, and Revere Public Schools was very generous in letting us use the gym and the field, but this really was a citizen-driven effort, driven by residents that wanted to see more programming for kids with special needs. They came to our office with an idea. The mayor wholeheartedly supported it and got city departments on board. And then the volunteer support has been just amazing. People that stepped up and helped make it happen. So I think, what you've all been able to accomplish in such a short period of time shows what we can do when we pull together and make things happen. So certainly the other kind of lesson for that is just if you're watching and you think that there's something that we're lacking, come on in, make your pitch and we'll make it happen. I think that there's enough volunteer power in the community that we can do a lot of things. Great, so I look forward to seeing that continue to expand. On to the next, any other comments on this or questions or? Okay.
Any other comments? Anybody have any other questions on the November updates? Okay, item number 3 is old business. We have 2 items that were carried over from the October meeting. Just the first one, just a quick update, the municipal ADA improvement grant that we applied for will be closing on November 17th, and the commission is hopefully going to know something by the December meeting if we did get accepted for that $125,000 grant.
Is this the same one that we had applied for before?
Yes, this is the one that we applied for before and was asked to reapply for it. The next thing on the agenda that really don't want to bring up, but it goes part and parcel now, is we had it carried over for posting for new board member positions.
Yeah, so we have at this point 2 vacancies. So by the end of this week, I'm going to have a conversation with the mayor about putting out a posting, which is what we did about 1.5 years ago when this commission was revived. So if you're watching this meeting, perhaps you care enough that you might be interested in putting your name in and may wish to participate. So be on the lookout on revere.org and on the city's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We'll be posting that hopefully by the end of this week, maybe beginning of next week, and hope to see some additional names and faces that want to get involved with the commission and continue to drive us forward in the next year.
The next item under old business was discussions and suggestions regarding the preliminary City of Revere Commission on Disability Accessibility Survey. I'm not sure if anybody else had any other questions or any other ideas on this. It's a work in progress still. So
This is supposed to go out with the census?
well, this is something that we're working on and shooting to try and get this out with either the yearly census that I had put together and passed out at the last meeting. I'm not sure, were you at our last meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why there was a couple of changes that Enza wanted to retweak, and then if anybody else had any other suggestions, I don't want it finalized until everybody has their input on it.
Great. Any other comments on that, or?
Just real quick, because I wasn't here for the October meeting. What is the Commission on Disabilities Accessibility Survey exactly?
I can check and see. I think I still have your copy. I sent them.
Maybe just for the viewing public, yeah.
Yeah, what it is it's a survey that's going to go out to to the residents in the community, so that we could basically, we're going to use it. It's going to be two parts. We're going to use it almost as an intake form for the office internally, so that we know the residents that we have out there that are disabled, what their needs are, what we can do to help them, because there's all aspects of disabilities out there. So we can create a database so that we will have it, so that when we need services out there, we know what we can apply, what we need to apply for, what we need to expand on for different services and different programs. So it will help us on that. This way, because there is an abundance of disabled people and residents in the city, so that we will know the different types and we will know where to put our resources to.
Great.
Thank you, Ralph.
Any other comments on that, or?
Next thing is, and if anybody has any late items that they would like to discuss on the agenda.
No, I don't think so. Anyone? Okay. All right. With that, before we go on, I know it looks like we do have someone in attendance. I don't know if they had anything that they wanted to add, but I just wanted to thank you all for coming out. And I also want to thank everyone that's gotten involved with every step of the way, whether it be Special Olympics or the training for ADA compliance for city employees, applying for this grant. The other thing that I just wanted to bring up and make sure for the viewing public, because every month, you don't realize that people are watching on TV, on YouTube. We get the calls and we get the emails. And so, Ralph, if you just wanted to run through office hours and how that's going and how people can make an appointment to get assistance.
Yeah, we have office hours every Friday from 8:15 to 12:15. We're located in the Legion building, directly next door. Downstairs in the back, we're located right in Veteran Services. They could either call the office at our main number, which is area code 781-286-8267, and they can set up an appointment, or you can walk in. What we have also done now, and I'm not sure if we had it set up for the last meeting, but what we now also have is, when we're not in the office, we also have it for better customer service. We also have that you will, now when you call the number on days that we don't have office hours, we will be getting picked up by one of our 311 operators. So you will always get a live person to talk to. And then if you do need to talk to us specifically, they will send you to voicemail, and that one of us will get back to you with any specific questions, needs, or concerns. I feel that was in the best interest of our residents. and for customer service and to benefit them all.
Yeah, and that is going well so far. I do track how things are going with 311, and a lot of the common concerns that people call with, maybe issues with the sidewalk that might be non-compliant, or questions about how to apply for a handicap placard. The 311 staff is able to help answer those questions, and then someone from the commission is able to get back afterward and maybe go into more detail or answer specific questions if necessary. So I think that's going really well, but if anyone has feedback on it, that's called, good, bad, in the middle, we'd love to hear it. You can always email disabilities@revere.org, and we all see that, and we can all take some of that feedback. But I've heard nothing but positive things so far, so, that's great, and appreciate the fact that people are calling. I like the fact that people are using 311. I think it's been a great thing for residents. So.
Any other questions? I just have one other thing that I'd like to add as personal privilege for one of our residents in the city, Rick Frenny, who's done a lot for the Little Ricky Foundation. Having a fundraiser for him that's actually going to be taking place the night after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 24th, if anyone is interested. It's been in the papers, it's been rolling on the Revere TV. There's some special guests that are going to be there, Vinyl Groove and MC Dave Russo, and the tickets are $35, but tickets are not going to be sold at the door. There's a number. If anybody would like to call for ticket information, it's 781-656-5013. It's for a worthy cause. All the proceeds will be helping him out in this time.
Great. One other thing I'd also like to add, and this goes back to a conversation that David and I had before the meeting. I think an area where I'd love to see some of the creative spirit that residents have out there, and some of the, the drive that they have to help. We're always thinking about our veterans, and with Veterans Day having just come and gone, we're, even more cognizant of their sacrifice. I point to the Special Olympics example as an example of there was an already existing, nonprofit that was doing great work in other communities, and by residents making us aware of it and getting involved, we were able to bring that here. So if you know of a nonprofit or a group or a project that's doing great work with veterans, especially disabled vets, and want to bring that to our attention, or spearhead an effort like that here in the community, we'd love to see it. It's, I know, as we say on Veterans Day a lot, we have Veterans Day, we have Memorial Day, we talk a lot about how important it is to give back, but you can never say that too much. So I appreciate any ideas and suggestions that people have on that front. All right. Anything else?
If there's nothing else on the agenda, our next meeting for the Commission on Disabilities is going to be Tuesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. I'd just like to wish everyone
December
a happy...
12th. Sorry, I just want to...
December 12th.
December 12th.
December 12th.
We're not going back in time.
Yeah, not going back in time. December 12th at 6 p.m. I'd just like to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
All right, thanks, everyone. So, motion to... Oh, they already put it... All right, we're good. We're adjourned.